It's race week, and this is This Week in F1. First up, take share or just plain cheating. Formula 1 is loaded with secrecy in a sport where a thousandth of a second can win you a title or cost you millions. I guess it's understandable, isn't it? But where do you draw the line with customer teams and tech share? Ferrari's rivals are gobsmacked with a little horsey space this season, and teams that use the Ferrari power units also have gone from also-rans to point scorers. And this is where the trouble begins. With Haas having started the season so strongly, rumour is that some of the other teams, gossip tends to implicate one of McLaren, Aston Martin or Merck, or all of the above, have asked the FIA to have a look at what benefits Haas get from the Ferrari deal. McLaren boss Andreas Seidl says it's a huge no-no which needs to be stopped. It's clear for us that Formula 1 should be a championship of 10 constructors or 11 or 12, which means there should be no transfer happening of any IP which is related to core performance, he explained. The maximum that should be allowed to share is the power units and the gearbox internals. That is, there should be no sharing of any infrastructure and so on. As soon as you allow that, IP transfer is happening on the car side, and we also know from the FIA it's difficult to police, and if something is not possible to police, you need to ban it, said Seidl. That's for two reasons, he went on, because it makes B teams overly competitive compared to teams like us, and at the same time there's the A teams also benefiting from this, which is even more worrying from us. Well, I tend to agree with Mr. Seidl, not just because I'm a McLaren fan, but because he seems to be talking sense. And according to the rules, a team like Haas, which is supposed to be privately owned apart from any other constructor, cannot gain from shared knowledge, which leaves the question, is it tech share or just plain under the table cheating? If anything has happened, Haas may just have stumbled onto something great themselves, and they do have some pretty good staff members. Carlos Sainz unhappy to be number 2. With Leclerc flying, not a lot of attention has been given to Carlos Sainz's situation at Ferrari. Despite 2 podiums in the first 3 races, Sainz is already 38 points down on the flying Monegasque. I just love saying Monegasque. Probably saying it wrong, but what a cool word. Ralf Schumacher seems to believe that the pecking order at Ferrari has already been set for the season, and that the signs are there that Carlos isn't happy about it. The pecking order at Ferrari is already established, Schumacher told F1 Insider. Continuing, Carlos Sainz knows that too and is correspondingly angry. There was a time when someone was very successful, and it was also the case that you knew relatively early on which driver you were concentrating on. With Sainz yet to sign a new contract, things could get interesting moving forward. Williams close to porpoising fix. The FW44 is a bouncy castle on the track, but apparently that's less fun than the one you had for your last birthday. Fortunately, Williams believe that they are close to fixing the problem that makes their car hop. In terms of the ride height and the setup, the porpoising, we're getting pretty close to operating in the right kind of window now. Dave Robson, Williams head of vehicle performance, told GP fans. Things, however, are not that simple, as Mr. Robson went on. If we get it a little wrong, we risk damaging the floor, so that's probably our limit. We're pretty close to where we want to run it. I think the rest of it, other than the one little balance issue we are trying to sort out, we just need a bit more load that will help get the tires in the window and make us quicker everywhere. So, with porpoising on the way out, if the techies are to be believed, and with Albon giving classes on tire management, things are looking up for the boys in blue. Red Bull chasing Imola victory. The Red Bull has looked very quick, but very, very, very fragile. But the colourful cows seem positive that they have things under control. Helmut Marko said, "We have decided that we will go on full attack and take risks. Even if it only works halfway, we will use an update. We are not accountants. It will be difficult, but we will take that risk." This may be good news for Red Bull fans, but not for the rest of us. If Supermax takes any more risks than he usually does, the rest of the grid may have to start padding their cars with titanium plates, or whatever that stuff is that they make the black box on a plane with, or risk Joss's kid bouncing off their heads like he did with poor Hamilton last season. Marko has a go at Aston Martin. He's been too quiet this season, hasn't he? The marksman now has decided it's time to catch up. He's also had a go at the underperforming team in green, as if they don't have enough trouble of their own, without him putting his 2 cents in. My long distance observation is that it's still a team sport, Marko said, speaking to F1 Insider. You need team spirit and cohesion. That's why we were able to keep our key people on board for a very long time, despite many attempts to poach them, even though some attempts by Aston Martin to poach us were successful. But it's no use just poaching individual people and then thinking you've succeeded. Well, early yet, but the marksman seems to be on target with this one, as Aston Martin have been struggling, but there's still time for them to get it right. Thought for the week. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So do not let fear control your life. God bless and enjoy some of these memes. It's Imola this weekend. It's a good one, it's a quick one. Let's see if anybody has got the pace to catch those flying Ferraris. God bless and goodbye.